Preface. In the history of the world, the country of India has acquired a significant place. The pages of Indian history are adorned with the biographies of saints, sages, philosophers, great souls, poets, writers, and heroic individuals, written in golden letters, captivating us with its unique qualities. There is a profound connection between the saints, sages, philosophers, and experienced individuals of other countries and the Indian people. Among our saints, philosophers, devotees, and religiously inclined individuals, there is very little difference. They complement each other and depend on one another. Without one, the other becomes meaningless. The Vedas proclaim Dharma is the foundation of everything. Dharma is the sustenance of the entire world. Dharma is the means to achieve ultimate welfare. Dharma is the one that upholds. These are the evidences from the Vedas. The root cause of the progress of all kinds in the world, as Dharma encompasses everything. Being the foundation for everything, Dharma is the essence of society. Therefore, in us, life and literature have all grown to be imbued with spirituality. Life without religion, without the Vedas, does not exist among us. Unless we understand religion and the history of the religious, we cannot grasp the essence of Indian culture. Similarly, among us, religious histories have grown and prospered more than other histories. The foundation of religion, which is the cause of all round progress in the world, is evident in the Vedas and other scriptures. Religion encompasses everything. It is the lifeline of the society. Hence, in us, the institution that has thrived and nurtured religion is of utmost importance. It is the religious leaders who revived it from time to time and illuminated our culture. They instill enthusiasm and vitality in our land, language, and people. Their lives serve as ideals. Their words were like nectar. Their teachings were like guided stars. Their memories fill us with a new energy. They built empires, ruled and defeated invincible enemies, shaking the world with the power of their penance. As the protectors and nurturers of the world, they influenced and defeated adversaries, swaying the world with their spiritual influences. They were gurus who purified the people with their wise teachings. They served as guides, leading people on the right path. They dedicated their lives to the Lord, remaining unaffected by changes, free from the attachment and aversion. They fearlessly embraced any situation without crying or lamenting, holding on to truth. They constantly preached righteousness and religion to the people. They showered the world with the auspicious rain of their penance. With the power of yoga, they constructed a bridge in the world. They determined the future of the nation, carried the torch of wisdom, and directly experienced the divine through the intensity of devotion. They sang, recited, laughed, and danced with ecstasy. They embraced and discarded, laughed and made others laugh, jumped and made others jump. They bestowed the unique treasures of scriptures upon the world. They consumed the nectars of teachings and quenched the thirst of others. Thus, our ancient saints, sages, scholars, philosophers, and devotees, through their conduct, words, and the essence of their lives, everything became supremely sacred. They become embodiments of benevolence, personifying life itself. They lacked the desire for power and fame. They were untouched by egos and possessiveness, devoid of selfishness. They showed through their lives that those who are learnt in true human culture, devoted to righteousness, can attain great heights. Their lives were an embodiment of love, filled with compassion, and their devotion was vibrant. Therefore, they conversed with the divine in their hearts. They were not ensnared even in the most challenging times. They gained immense importance in religious history and became immortal. Although they were capable of bestowing great wealth upon the world, they themselves remained extremely humble. Despite not possessing extensive knowledge, they were not ordinary individuals. They independently formulated various philosophies without surpassing the boundaries of Vedic faith. They walked hand in hand with the eternal Vedic principles, constantly upholding the path of righteousness and devotion. Even though they were king of kings, they did not seek leadership. Even when confronted by the entire world, they did not waver from their commitment to the religious principles, traditions, and devotion. Despite the crumbling of worldly wealth, reputation, and prestige, their focus always remained on the transcendent realm. Why would such great souls who embraced the eternal vow of attaining the permanent empire of salvation, have an inclination towards unstable worldly fame, wealth, and status? It is due to their sublime character that even today they are remembered as virtuous poets, universally admired, and continue to reside eternally in the hearts of the Indian people, seated on the throne of their consciousness. Such noble beings have brought glory to our culture, and they continue to inspire and uplift the Indian nation as an ideal. The fortunate Indians who have acquired such great personalities are the beneficiaries of India, who have brought greatness to its culture. But today, the lack of leadership from various virtuous individuals is the reason behind the current upheavals in our country and society. To overcome all this difficult and unrest and restore India to its former glory, we must follow the path of the ancient saints and adhere to the eternal principles of Sanatana Dharma. The true essence of religion has been distorted in modern times, where it has become a subject of ridicule. Religion, which was once the foundation of our land, now faces skepticism in our society. This situation is largely due to the misconception that religion is a facade for selfish pursuits. Although it may appear true at first glance, the reality is different. The true nature of religion cannot be understood merely through the study of books. It can only be realized through experience. Only a researcher of history can truly grasp its essence, as it can't be comprehended through theories alone, but require experiential understanding. That's when its profound magnificence become apparent. Religion is not mere hypocrisy, a way to gain recognition by adopting its name or quoting the scriptures for personal gain. It is not an injustice committed under the guise of righteousness. Instead, it is an open-hearted embrace of life, a transformative practice that incorporates the wisdom acquired and brings eternal happiness. It doesn't concern itself with the people's status, worldly temptations, or the narrow interests of individuals. In the perspective of religion, the eternal question of human beings are insignificant, as it provides solution to the infinite problems of eternal time, the boundless universe. This is the essence of Sanatana Dharma. It would be incorrect to assess and measure it from a limited viewpoint, confined by specific times and places. Our problem cannot be solved through such a narrow perspective. Only those who possess the knowledge of the three realms can truly comprehend the essence of religion. Others are better off following it rather than debating it, as it is a solution to our daily struggles and opposite the obstacles we face. If it contradicts the supreme resolution of religion, it will bring us peace. There are various problems that have existed in the world since ancient times, and for those, the eternal religion provides solutions. Our Indians have discovered eternal religious solution to universal problems. They have built a beautiful temple called our culture and on its foundation and illuminated it. Therefore, it becomes timeless and infinite. Just as individual differences are not accepted in collective decision making, our temporary image is placed before religion. Sacrificing small happiness for the well beings of the greater is noble. With this broad vision, our people have nurtured civilization. Although there is room for different opinions, they all merge on the great path, transcending those differences. This is the vision of harmony, and becomes heirs to such noble wealth is a special fortune. However, preserving it lies in our intelligence. Religion, as the primary virtue of humanity, full cooperation and uniting the fortunes of all, is the first quality of righteousness conduct. It is the essence of its existence, like the thread in a garland. It is the lifeline of religion, as if there is no string in the garland, it is like the life force of a nation. The current crisis in the country is a result of the decline of religious values. Without the unity essential for the well being of humanity, we have reached a time where people are attacking each other with swords. Compassion, cooperation, and assistance have been completely destroyed. The fundamental mantra of religion has been forgotten. If it is weakened, destruction is the consequence. The revival of religion is the solution to this. Religion promotes harmony in the world. Everyone needs to learn these first lessons. Religion, law, and kindness are its meaning when combined. That is the meaning of religion. To unite means not just tolerance, but acceptance. Without it, there is no peace, and without it, there is mutual hatred. Therefore, religion itself is the embodiment of harmony, God. The Vedas and other scriptures are the foundation of this religion. There are many branches of this religion temple, each of which adds color to it. In the duties of human life, it can be called the religion of stages, necessary for the practice of life. It can be called the religion of varnas. Skill in duty is karma yoga, and the goal of life is liberation. The pursuit of liberation is through knowledge and devotion, and it has sprouted into various branches, breaking into our eternal religion, embracing such a universal form. Without knowledge, its roots, criticizing a particular branch, somewhere shows our ignorance rather than diminishing the beauty of the tree. The translators for us in this matter are the ancient virtuous poets. It is certain that our progress lies in following the path they have showed us. Therefore, we must seek refuge in these liberating mentors. In all countries and times, in all races and nations, there exists a fundamental quality that stands out. It is the quality of devotion. By liberating humanity from demonic desires and the clenched fist of demonic powers, it elevates human being to the pinnacle of humanity. It fills the lake of the human heart with the nectar of purity and awakens in them the noble sentiment of compassion, faith, and peace, and the pursuit of the welfare of the world through the path of righteousness and spiritual wisdom. It is the great power that illuminates their inner beings, kindling the flame of Guru devotion, which brightens the path for the sincere seekers. It provides a foundation for the struggling soul, worn out and exhausted from the countless miseries of worldly life, to seek solace and find support. For the imperceptible form of the Supreme Being, contemplation requires patience and a refinement of character traits. But for the individual who lacks the understanding of these disciplines, direct guidance from an able divine power becomes essential. Such a soul, longing for its own redemption, naturally seeks its Redeemer. The enlightened and inspired society, guided by such teachings and directions, preserved its moral values and established the foundation of spiritual and religious ideas on the platform of peace and tranquility. Not only that, our society held a significant position in imparting the great mantra of peace, righteousness, ethics, philosophy, and humanity to the entire universe. When we contemplate the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, historical accounts, and even recent historical backgrounds, we witness the emergence of revered and eminent personalities who served as gurus. The guru is not merely an individual, it is a divine power, the power that actively governs the human minds and control their mental faculties. It analyzed the qualities and virtues of individuals, determining their positions and ensured that they received appropriate status and respect in the society, nurturing and safeguarding the essence of dharma. It allowed no room for misconception or wrong ideologies from the lowest to the highest levels. In conjunction with divine sentiments, the Guru's reverence blended harmoniously and together they walked the grand path of our eternal religion. The mantra, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha, has flowed from the beginning of creation to the topmost pinnacle, permeating the realms of human consciousness. Without this mantra, no task can be accomplished in the magnificence of Indian culture. In those days, this sentiment was sincerely practiced and observed. Today, it is merely showcased, devoid of hypocrisy or deception to deceive others. Speaking from the perspective of the Madhava tradition, those who embraced and upheld this mantra were the pontiffs of Sri Madhvacharya's lineage. The order given by Madhvacharya, Tadalam Bahuloka Vichittanaya Parmanam Kuru Manasamisha guided their action, transcending worldly concerns and focusing solely on contemplation and spiritual practices. Immersed in devotion to the Guru, they disregarded mundane aspects such as materialistic pursuits, thereby establishing their eminence as the leaders of Sri Madhvacharya's seat. During this unwavering dedication to the Guru and their commitment to the welfare of all, even today, our Madhva pontiffs have earned a timeless and revered positions in the heart of everyone, being recognized as the epitome of global well-being. In India, all religion, beliefs and sects that have flourished and evolved can be seen to have a foundation in the reverence of the Guru. Numerous stories and narratives about the Guru-disciple relationship can be found in the Vedas, Upanishads and Puranas. These tales are replete with devotion to the Guru and the affection between the Guru and the disciple. Whether one is ignorant or wise, it is impossible to progress without the grace, guidance and teachings of the Guru. Some individuals may have advanced in the worldly and materialistic aspects due to their intellect, but they may have lost everything. However, when it comes to the salvation of souls, the spiritual path that is transcendental, divine and transformative, it is impossible to walk on it without a Guru. Without the Guru's grace, this is true not only for us but for all religion, beliefs and sects in the world. Just as the great saint Purandaradasara said, Guruvina Gulamanaguva Tanaka Dorakadanna Mukati. Until one becomes a slave to the Guru, liberation will not be attained. Among all other religions, the position of the Guru in Sri Madhva's philosophy is the highest. It is unique and distinctive. In particular, the concept of Guru holds no place in Advaita philosophy because that philosophy advocates unity with the Supreme Lord. There all beings become one with Brahman. The Supreme Lord, who is omniscient, omnipotent, independent and complete, and the individual soul, who is limited in knowledge, power, independence and completeness, all enter into the multitude of individual souls. In this way, the Guru, who has entered in this multitude of individual souls, and where everyone becomes the same, worship to the meditation of Soham, I am He. How can the Guru-disciple relationship exist there if we truly contemplate it? Devotion is extremely important in worshipping the Supreme Lord. It should be accompanied by profound knowledge of the Lord's divine nature. Such profound knowledge of the Supreme Soul arises from His infinite qualities, and it is attained to the hearing and studying His divine pastimes, His essence and His great attributes as expounded in the scriptures like the Vedas. Since the Gurus are the ones who teach the knowledge of the Supreme Soul, His essence and His great manifestation, Guru devotion is critical in cultivating devotion to Lord Hari. Guru devotion is the paramount because it leads to the highest form of devotion to the great Lord Hari, just as it is necessary. Therefore, one must also have excellent devotion to the Gurus, just as by doing so the disciples gain understanding of various concepts and meanings that the Guru do not explicitly teach. The Vedas themselves emphasize the importance of Guru devotion. In the event that Lord Hari becomes displeased, the Gurus can protect the disciples. If the Gurus become angry, no one can save the disciples. If the Gurus are pleased, nothing is unattainable. This uninterrupted lineage of Guru-disciple relationship flourishes in our Bharata, India, especially in the Madhava community. And the sweet and the eternal bond between these Gurus and disciples, as mentioned in the Vedas and other scriptures, was planted as a seed of immortality in the hearts of righteousness individuals. The great and revered Sri Madhvacharya, the establisher of the Dvaita philosophy, the embodiment of the third incarnation of Sri Vayu, the expounder of the greatness proclaimed in the Vedas, along with the lineages of Sri Padmanabha Tirtharu, Narhari Tirtharu, Madhva Tirtharu, Akshobhya Tirtharu, Rajendra Tirtharu, Kavindra Tirtharu, Vibhudhendra Tirtharu, Lakshmi Narayana Tirtharu, including Sri Padaraja, Vyasaraja, Vijayendra, Vadiraja, Sudhindra, and Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu, served the seeds of devotion for the upliftment and welfare of all beings. It sprouted, blossomed into various branches and bore fruits. All of this was accomplished by the grace of Sri Padaraja and the successive Gurus, including Vyasaraja, Vijayendra, Vadiraja, Sudhindra, and Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu. In the scriptures, who are considered as Gurus? What are their characteristics? These have been beautifully described. The syllable Gu represents darkness and Ru represents those who dispel it. True Gurus are the ones who remove the darkness of ignorance, firmly rooted in the minds of disciples, and compassionately illuminate the knowledge of light. True Gurus should not possess ignorance, distorted knowledge, doubts, and they should resolve all the doubts of their disciples. Wise individuals proclaim that Gurus are those who dispel the doubts of their disciples and should not have any ignorance, distorted knowledge, or doubts in the subject matter of philosophy. Gurus should be stealers of the disciples' mind and not stealers of their wealth. Thus, in the scriptures and others, it is mentioned that the great personalities who came in the lineage of Sri Madhvacharya's disciples possess the qualities of a true Guru. They were endowed with knowledge, devotion, renunciation, austerity, and compassion. Among them, our universal Gurus, Sri Raghavendra Gururaja, shone brilliantly with the characteristic of a true Guru. The knowledgeable and illustrious scholars in the lineage of Sri Madhvacharya, following the teachings of the great Guru Sri Raghavendra Swami, have walked ahead, achieving all kinds of progress and earning fame from the land of Bharata, India. Despite the influences of foreign education, language, culture, and civilization, which are driven by delusion, the sacred divine sentiments, Guru's reverence, philosophical, religious, cultural, social, and devotional aspects are gradually diminishing in the country. This is indeed the misfortune of the nation. Even in such challenging circumstances, the tradition of instilling devotion and faith in the hearts of people, evoking belief in supernatural entities, and imparting mental peace and happiness continues to persist. Carrying forward the noble tradition, the divine radiance of Sri Raghavendra Gurugalu and his auspicious name are still protecting and coming forward, bestowing their benevolent divine presence. If we did not have the presence of Sri Gururaja, if they had not incarnated by now, wouldn't the Vedic principles, religion, culture, righteous conduct, Bhagavad Dharma, and devotion to Lord Hari and Vayu have lost their significance as if they had no name? The fact that those great personalities are available to us is a fortunate blessing for Bharata, India. They awaken divine sentiments and Guru reverence even in the atheists who do not believe in the existence of divine and supernatural entities. They, through their knowledge, devotion, and penance, demonstrate and establish the existence of supreme beings and the principles of truth and righteousness, working for the welfare of the world. Similarly, today, when the era of atheist materialistic science seemed dominant, Sri Gururaya has become renowned as the great eminent soul, the savior and benefactors of humanity, not only in India but throughout the entire universe. These great beings have embraced and practiced the teachings of various eternal philosophies, imparting them to humanity and guiding them towards worship. What is the lineage of those noble souls? It is essential to contemplate upon this question now. Among the various incarnations of Lord Hari, the form of Sri Hamsa is predominant, swan is predominant. This incarnation of Lord Hari is taken from the dissemination of knowledge. The scriptures proclaim that the life stage of renunciation, sannyasa, is the highest for the acquisition and propagation of knowledge. In the same way, for the propagation of Vedic scriptures and other sacred texts, Lord Hari incarnated in the form of Hamsa and imparted teachings to Lord Brahma. The four Kumaras, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara, received instructions from Lord Brahma. Since then, the enlightened soul of this Hamsa dynasty have been imparting knowledge to the people of the world, ensuring the holistic welfare and auspiciousness of virtuous individuals. In this Hamsa dynasty, the great personalities who emerged are none other than Sri Madhvacharya. In the lineage focused on the primacy of knowledge, fortunate individuals who were the first recipients of teachings from Lord Hari in the form of Sri Hamsa were the Venerable Lord Brahma, followed by his sons, the four enlightened sages, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara. Having received instructions from Lord Brahma, they carried forward the Hamsa lineage. Among them, the sages who received the teachings were Durvasa and others. However, during the Dwapara Yuga, due to the curse of Gautama, knowledge was lost and the path to liberation became obscured. Seeking the intervention of Lord Narayana, the compassionate Brahma and other living beings, including Rudra and Indra, prayed to Lord Narayana. At that time, Lord Narayana, who was in his Hamsa incarnation, once again manifested in the form of Sri Vedavyasa. He established the Brahma Sutras, the conclusive text on the interpretation of Vedas, and imparted knowledge to all deserving souls, granting them liberation. After this, those who became disciples of Sri Durvasa were the repositories of knowledge, namely Garudavahana Tirtha, who adored the Hamsa lineage as the disciples. Taking guidance from them, Kaivalya Tirtharu, along with disciples, became the torchbearers of the Hamsa lineage. In this lineage, successive spiritual leaders, including Sri Jnaneshwara Tirtharu, Sripara Tirtharu, Sri Satyapragna Tirtharu, Sri Pragna Tirtharu, who illuminated the world with the dissemination of knowledge. Afterwards, in the 12th century CE, during the Kaliyuga, the scholars known as Sri Achyutapreksha Acharyaru were propagating their doctrines in the knowledge seat of the Hamsa Parampara. At that time, around 31 commentators were expounding their own interpretation of Brahma Sutras of Sri Vedavyasaru, disseminating their respective doctrines. As a result, doubts, ignorance, and misconceptions arose among noble individuals, and they struggled without finding any means of attaining salvation. During that period, the non-Vedic sects such as Charvaka, Buddhism, Jainism, and other heterodox faiths gained prominence and posed a challenge to the Vedic tradition. The arrival of Sri Shankaracharyaru and Sri Madhvacharyaru during this transition period revitalized the authority of the Vedas and refuted the skeptics with their philosophical acumen. They composed works in the form of Advaita and Vishishtadvaita respectively, and through their eloquence they promoted the Vedic tradition, safeguarding and benefiting it. However, the philosophy of Advaita, which emphasized the unity of individual soul, Jiva, and the supreme soul, Brahman, was opposed to the Upanishad and Brahma Sutras. Moreover, the doctrine of Vishishtadvaita, which denied the equal bliss of both Sri Hari and the individual souls in liberation, also failed to convince the minds of virtuous individuals. Hence, as the true knowledge of the ultimate reality was not attained, people continued to struggle. As per the prayer of Brahma, Rudra, and other gods, Lord Narayana, who is extremely dear, supreme among beings, and the protector of the universe, commanded the revered deity Sri Vayu to establish the eternal and unbroken Vaishnava tradition, which consists of authoritative scriptures, and uplift the eligible souls towards liberation. During this auspicious time, The illustrious Acharyas, who were propagating the divine knowledge lineage of Lord Vishnu under the name of Hamsanama, sought the presence of Sri Ananteshwara in Udupi and requested the establishment of the eternal Vaishnava Siddhanta philosophy for the welfare of the world. In the same momentous occasion, they prayed for a worthy disciple who could carry forward their teachings. Their penance bore fruit, and Sri Ananteshwara appeared in their dreams, assuring them that he would manifest as a disciple capable of establishing the Vaishnava Siddhanta and uplifting all righteous beings. He entrusted them with the responsibility and instructed them to fulfill their desires. Overjoyed, the Acharyas eagerly awaited the incarnation of their disciple. Following the command of Lord Hari, Vishnu, Sri Vayudeva manifested in Rajata Pitapura and incarnated in the year Shalivana Shaka 1160, corresponding to 1238 CE, to the enlightened Madhyageha Bhatta couple. The savior of the world, the universal preceptor, the rising sun of knowledge, the child Vasudeva, with his unparalleled wisdom and extraordinary abilities, began astonishing everyone with his brilliance. Recognizing Vasudeva as a chosen disciple, as per the instruction of Sri Ananteshwara, the revered Acharyas established him in the Hamsa lineage and conferred upon him the name Vasudeva, bestowing him with supreme knowledge. Thus, Vasudeva, now known as Sri Pura Prajna Acharya, was anointed as the sovereign ruler of the knowledge seat of the Hamsa dynasty. Sri Purna Prajna Acharya, renowned for their eloquence, knowledge, and explosion of philosophical doctrines, earned various names from their disciples and admirers. They were called Anumana Tirtha by the logicians due to the ability to refute opposing arguments, Sri Madhvacharya due to their contributions in the field of Ananta Padmanabha Shastra, and Sri Ananda Tirtha due to their fame as the propagator of Anandapada Shastra. Following the instructions of their guru, Sri Madhvacharya composed a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, bringing immense joy to the teachers. Later in the year 1256 CE, the Acharya embarked on pilgrimage to various holy places across Bharata, India, and emerged victorious in debates with opposing scholars. Among the eminent adversaries they defeated were Sri Vidyashankararu, the disciple of Sri Padmatirtharu, and the Buddhist scholar Pundarika Purigalu and Vadisimha. Subsequently, in 1262 CE, Sri Madhvacharya journeyed to Badrikashrama and presented their commentaries on the Gita, dedicating it to Sri Vedavyasa. They also diligently served Vedavyasa for a considerable period, acquiring profound knowledge of the Brahma Mimamsa Shastra and gained a deep understanding of the essence of the sutras. Sri Vedavyasa, desiring to establish the Vedic Vaishnava philosophy and bestowed blessings upon righteous individuals, commanded the Acharya to refute the existing commentaries on Brahma Sutras and compose a comprehensive commentary of their own. Following the divine decree, the Acharya meticulously refuted the previous 121 commentaries on the Brahma Sutras and authored their own commentary, thus establishing the Tattvavada Siddhanta philosophy with great authenticity. The Acharyas, for the exposition of their philosophical doctrines, independently composed 33 scriptures on the Vedas, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutras. The essence of Indian philosophy, which is based on Vedas, is found in the writings of Sri Acharya. Their teachings can be summarized as follows. Narayana is the Supreme Being, the Lord of the universe, and the repository of all virtues. He is flawless, and the creation by him is true. There is a distinction between the individual souls and the supreme souls, and all living entities are his servants. He pervades all living beings and administers their action according to the karma, bestowing upon them the appropriate results. Therefore, every living being should worship the Supreme Lord, disregarding mundane desires. Sri Acharya supported his teachings with spiritual evidences. Among the defeated scholars who engaged in debates with Acharya, Shashika Kulabhushana, Sri Shobana Bhattaru, Shamya Shastri, Tivikrama Panditacharyaru, Govinda Shastri, Govinda Bhattaru became disciples of Sri Madhvacharya. Excluding Sri Panditacharya, the remaining four, Sri Padmanabha Tirtharu, Sri Narahari Tirtharu, Sri Madhava Tirtharu, and Sri Akshobha Tirtharu were blessed with the status of Paramahamsashraya, and anointed as pontiffs. Acharyaru installed Lord Sri Krishna, who appeared in Gopi Chandana Mound at Udupi, and proclaimed Lord Sri Krishna as the presiding deity of Dvaita Siddhanta. It is believed that the biological mother of Lord Sri Krishna once told Lord Sri Krishna, biological mother of Lord Krishna Devaki, once told Lord Krishna that she had missed all the childhood mischiefs of Sri Lord Krishna, since his adopted mother Yashoda was blessed to experience this divine experience. She requested Lord Krishna, who was almost 70 plus years at the time, to bless her also with the divine experience as a child. It is believed that Sri Lord Krishna lived for 106 years before he ended his avatara, that is incarnation. And once he ended his avatara, Kaliyuga started, and Sri Parikshita Raja ruled during the start of Kaliyuga. Now, acknowledging his biological mother's request, that is Devaki's request, Lord Sri Krishna assumed the form of a child and played with his mother, giving her the divine experience. Goddess Rukmini, Lakshmi, was hiding and watching her husband assume the form of a child and playing with his mother. She was filled with motherly love for her husband. She requested Lord Sri Krishna also to grant her the divine experience. Lord Sri Krishna smiled at her consort, Goddess Lakshmi, and granted her the wish. He said that in Kaliyuga, he will assume the form of Balakrishna, and Sri Madhvacharya, the incarnate of Sri Lord Vayu, will find Balakrishna in Gopi Chandana Mount and will install him in Udupi. Goddess Lakshmi, Rukmini, will take birth or incarnate as Bhudevi and will nurture Balakrishna and will have divine experiences just as a mother will experience her child till the end of Kaliyuga. Sri Madhvacharya blessed sannyasa to 8 disciples who joined him before Acharya had received ashrama, and instructed them to engage in the worship of Lord Krishna, propagation of philosophical principles, and established them as the head of 8 monasteries, that is Matha. The details of these 8 aesthetic leaders and their mathas are as follows. 1. Sri Vishnu Tirtharu, Sri Sode Matha, Sri Ramatirtharu, Sri Shiruru Matha, Sri Hrishikesha Tirtharu, Sri Palimaru Matha, Sri Vamana Tirtharu, Sri Kannuru Matha, Sri Akshobha Tirtharu, Sri Pejavara Matha, Sri Narahari Tirtharu, Sri Adamaru Matha, Sri Janardana Tirtharu, Sri Krishnapura Matha, Sri Upendra Tirtharu, Sri Puttige Matha. In addition to these monasteries or mathas, the Acharyas established a monastery based on their Guru Sri Achyuta Prekshacharyaru lineage and appointed Sri Satya Tirtharu as the head. This monastery later split into 2 and became known as Sri Bandarukeri Matha and Sri Bhimanakatta Matha. Similarly, Sri Vishnu Tirtharu of Sri Sode Matha gave ashrama to Sri Aniruddha Tirtharu and established one more Matha. This Matha came to be known as Sri Subramanya Matha. Likewise, in the lineage of Sri Pejavara Matha, these are disciples of Sri Mahendra Tirtharu, Sri Vijayadhwaja Tirtharu, established a Matha which came to be known as Sri Chitrapura Matha. In the Gopi Chandana Mound, along with Sri Lord Krishna, was also a golden Dashavatara Pitha, that is throne or seat. Sri Madhvacharya constructed a beautiful statue of Lord Sri Ramachandra with their own hands and worshipped the deity with great devotion and named it Sri Digvijaya Rama. Similarly, in Badri, the Vyasamushtis by Sri Vedavyasaru, the 24th incarnation of Lord Vishnu, Sri Moola Gopala Krishna, Pattabhirama Devaru, and other deities were worshipped daily by Sri Madhvacharya. Just as in previous Hanuma Bhima avatars or incarnations, Sri Madhvacharya himself had worshipped the idol of Chaturayuga Murti Sri Moola Ramachandra and Sita Devi, created and worshipped by Sri Brahma, and recognized Chaturayuga Murti Sri Moola Ramachandra and Sita Devi as the presiding deity. Realizing that these idols were present in Gajapati treasury of Lord Jagannatha, discovered through their divine insight and received them from their dear disciple Sri Narahari Tirtharu. Sri Narahari Tirtharu offered the idols of Sri Moola Ramasita Devi to the Acharya in the month of Ashwini around the year 1317, and the Acharya worshipped these idols with devotion for about 80 days. Sri Madhvacharya then gave the Sri Moola Digvijayarama, Moola Gopala Krishna, Pattabhirama, Vyasamushti, Right Turning Council, Jewel Embedded Saligrama, Ramatanki Varaha, and other Saligrama to his disciple Sri Padmanabha Tirtharu. Later, Sri Narahari Tirtharu, Sri Madhava Tirtharu, Sri Akshobhya Tirtharu, and others successfully inherited the great institution and carried out various tasks such as spreading philosophy and religion, debating opponents, establishing principles, teaching the scriptures, writing new works, performing the worship of the revered deities of the institution, imprinting seals, bestowing Guru Dakshina, initiation, uplifting disciples and devotees, and engaging in the welfare of the world. They guided the virtuous people of India through teachings and other means, making them righteous followers of the path of true knowledge, and carried forward the glorious lineage of Sri Hamsavamsha by entrusting the Vedanta Samrajya, the kingdom of Vedanta, to Sri Padmanabha Tirtharu and blessing him. Afterwards, considering their incarnation work to be successful, Sri Madhvacharyaru imparted teachings in the presence of Lord Ananteshwara on the 9th day of the bright half of the month of Magha in the Pingala year. While imparting the teachings of Aitreya Bhasha to the disciples on devotees, when the delighted celestial being showered flowers on the revered Acharya as per the nectar of teachings of Lord Vayu, the Acharya became invisible to the eyes of the people and manifested in Badrikashrama, and after achieving victory. Following the Acharya's command, Sri Padmanabha Tirtharu performed the Maha Samaradhane, grand worship of Sri Madhvacharya on the very day, and recited the concluding verses: Abraham Bangarahitam, Ajadam Vimalam Sada, Ananda Tirtha Matulam Bhaje, Tapatra Yapaham. Since then, on the invisible Magha Shukla Navami, 9th day of the bright half of Magha, the grand worship of Sri Madhvacharya is celebrated with devotion and faith, known as Sri Madhvanavami. The lineage of knowledge initiated by Supreme Being named Hamsa flourished in the distinct form through Sri Madhvacharya. This lineage came to be renowned as Sri Madhvacharya's Vedanta Empire, or the principal institution. Sri Padmanabha Tirtharu, 1317 to 1324. Sri Narahari Tirtharu, 1324 to 1333. Sri Madhva Tirtharu, 1333 to 1350. And Sri Akshobhya Tirtharu, 1350 to 1365. For approximately 75 years, successfully nurtured this grand institution under the guidance of Sri Madhvacharya. After entrusting the grand institution to Narahari Tirtharu, Sri Padmanabha Tirtharu bestowed the renunciate order upon a scholar from their lineage named Sri Lakshmidhara Tirtharu. Sri Lakshmidhara Tirtharu, who received the blessings of Sri Madhvacharya, was initiated and named as Sri Lakshmi Narayana Muni. Showing compassion towards the deity Sri Gopinatha Deva, which was bestowed upon them by Sri Madhvacharya, Sri Padmanabha Tirtharu instructed them to continue the lineage and carry forward a noble tradition. As the subsequent leaders of this lineage, Sri Lakshmi Narayana Muri, also known as Sri Sripadarajaru, gained fame, and as a result, this lineage came to be known as Sri Sripadarajaramata. Sri Madhava Tirtharu and Sri Akshobhya Tirtharu continuing their respective lineage, established matas for the esteemed scholars of the Shashti and Punyakirti clans. The lineage of Sri Madhva Tirtharu came to be known as Sri Madhvatirthar Mata. In the lineage of Sri Akshobha Tirtharu, the successors were revered as Sri Lokapunya Tirtharu, Sri Punyakirti and Sri Raghupungava, who established their own matas. The matas founded by Sri Punyakirti came to be known as Sri Balagara Akshobha Tirtha Samastana, while the mata of Sri Raghupungava was also known as Kuri Sri Arya Akshobhya Mata. Sri Akshobhya Tirtharu propagated the Dvaita Siddhanta philosophy extensively and achieved victory over many opponents, earning great fame. Among them, Sri Vidyaranya Tirtharu held a prominent position. Thus, Sri Akshobhya Tirtharu for a long time carried forward the Vedanta empire of Sri Madhvacharya and adored the Sashti lineage as the Swarna Bhandari, head of the prestigious household. As per the command and inspiration of Sri Madhvacharya, he established the Paramahamsa Ashrama and initiated Sri Raghunatha Nayaka, who was his relatives from the previous ashram, into the exalted position of Sri Jayatirtharu. In the Vedanta empire of Sri Madhvacharya, he imparted the teachings of all scriptures, making him a great scholar, and conferred upon him the authority to oversee the grand institution of the Vedanta empire of Sri Madhvacharya. Subsequently, they resided in the Vrindavana, radiating their divine presence. Sri Indravatara, that's incarnation of Lord Indra, and who is an integral part of Shesha, Sri Jayatirtharu composed commentaries on all fundamental scriptures of Sri Madhvacharya. They established and affirmed the Vedic philosophy, which is the essence of Sri Madhvacharya's teachings, as the authority doctrine. Their teachings and discourses on Sri Madhvacharya philosophical works were conducted flawlessly, benefiting and uplifting righteous individuals. By writing commentaries on the Bhashyas, that's original text, they earned the title of Tikacharya and gained great respect and recognition. Sri Jayatirtharu emerged victorious over numerous opponents, addressing the challenges that had arisen against the philosophy and triumphantly waving the flag of Dvaita Siddhanta across the world. Astonished by their works and inspired by the style of their guru's writing, Sri Vidyaranya Muni and other scholars rode atop an elephant in the capital city of Karnataka, proudly showcasing the composition of Sri Tikarayaru. Sri Jayatirtharu Gurucharana, who held a great position of authority, diligently maintained the Mahasamsthana, that's institution from 1365 CE to 1388 CE. They belonged to the Shashika Vamsha lineage and were the former disciples themselves. They attained great scholarship by studying under their own predecessors, Sri Krishna Bhatta, who was known as Vidyadhiraja, received the Paramahamsa ashram and was coronated as the emperor under the name Vidyadhirajaru, the emperor of knowledge. They established the Acharya's Vedanta Samrajya kingdom and brought prosperity in the year 1389 CE. On the auspicious day of Ashada Bahula Panchami, they ascended to the holy land of Vrindavana. Yasya Vakyama Denuhra Kamitarthan Praichati Sevetam Jaya Yogidram Kamamanatvidam Sadaha. The divine cow of Yaksha, fulfilling our desires, always serve the victorious yogi who wields the bow of desires. Sri Vidyadhiraja Tirtharu from the year 1388 to 1392 CE upheld the Vedanta Samrajya, that's kingdom, and spread the teachings of Sri Madhvacharya in a comprehensive manner with the noble aim of uplifting righteous individuals. As per the inspiration of Sri Sarvagnya and Sri Tikarayaru, who were their pre-ashrama relatives, as well as the guidance of Sadarshana Acharya and Vada Vidyoka Vidharu, Sri Rajadeva and Sri Vasudeva Shastrigalu, who were the lamps of Shastika dynasty bestowed upon them the title Sri Rajendra Tirtharu and Sri Kavindra Tirtharu respectively, and inaugurated the kingdom of Dvaita Siddhanta Samrajya, kingdom of established doctrine on the throne. They declared themselves as the head of the prestigious Sri Madhvacharya Matha and bestowed the ideals of Sri Mula Gopalakrishna and Sri Pattabhirama Vyasamushti along with the divine couch and the discus and the principal deities of the Matha and the ideals of Sri Brahma Karachita Sri Mularama Devaru, Sri Sarvagna Karachita Sri Digvijayendra Devaru, Sri Jayatirtha Karachita Sri Jayarama Devaru, Sri Vittaladi and other ideals along with Vyasamushtis, Raptagarbha Saligrama and Rama Tandavi Murahi and as a blessing. They instructed them to preserve and propagate the Vedanta Samrajya in the lineage and ensure the widespread dissemination of the Siddhanta, that is doctrine, in a comprehensive manner. Following these instructions, they diligently carried out the task and attained great devotion to Sri Hari. The glorious tradition of the knowledge lineage of Lord Vishnu, known as Sri Vidya Adiraja Tirtha, flourished successfully until the time of Sri Vidyadhiraja. During the era of Sri Vidyadhiraja, two prominent institutions were established. The first one named Purvadi Matha or Sri Rajendra Matha in the honor of Sri Rajendra Tirtharu, and the second one was Dakshinadi Matha or Sri Kavindra Tirthara Matha or Sri Vidya Matha in the honor of Kavindra Tirtharu. This institution gained worldwide fame and respect. Later, in the grand institution established by Sri Rajendra Tirtharu, Sri Vyasaraja Gurugulu Sarabhuma achieved great prominence. Hence, the grand institution came to be known as Sri Vyasarayara Matha. Similarly, in the grand institution established by Sri Kavindra Tirtharu, Sri Vagisha Tirtharu, 1398 to 1406, Sri Ramachandra Tirtharu, 1406 to 1435, Sri Vibhudendra Tirtharu, 1435 to 1490, C. Jitamitra Tirtharu, 1490 to 1522, Sri Raghunandana Tirtharu, 1492 to 1504, Sri Surendra Tirtharu, 1504 to 1575, Sri Vijayendra Tirtharu, 1575 to 1614, Sri Sudhindra Tirtharu, 1614 to 1623, attained eminence. Sri Sudhindra Tirtharu's successor, Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu, presided over the institution from 1623 to 1671 and further established the Vedanta Samrajya, thus becoming highly revered. Consequently, that grand institution became renowned as Sri Raghavendra Swami Matha and gained worldwide recognition. Sri Prahlada Rajaru, who was adored with the special presence of Lord Hari and the constant presence of Sri Vayudeva, successfully incarnated as Sri Vyasaraja Gurugulu Sarabhuma and Sri Raghavendra Tirtharu. They enhanced the glory of the knowledge seat of Lord Paramatma named Hamsanamaka Jnanapita. They composed extraordinary scriptures and preserved the traditional lineage, teaching and preaching traditions while promoting intellectual pursuits, establishing principles, uplifting disciples and devotees, and guiding the kings as their gurus. With the advice and teachings, they enriched the language, culture, religion, various branches of knowledge and arts, contributing to the holistic development of the nation. They worked for the welfare of the ignorant and the benefit of all the people, showcasing their profound austerity and dedicating themselves to the welfare of the world. Through their unparalleled and miraculous displays, they earned the respect and admiration of the world. Today, Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu, who incarnated as the extraordinary embodiment of Sri Prahlada Raja, the eternal manifestation of Vyasaraja, plays an unparalleled role in fostering religious faith among the people. Although 314 years have passed without their physical presence, their divine radiance continues to spread elsewhere. Regardless of religion or caste, all virtuous individuals serving them are sanctified by their presence. As son of Hiranyakashipu, who epitomized demonic power, atheism, and selfishness, they defined their own father and taught him the glory of God. They were subjected to the persecution by their father by emerging unscathed due to their pure devotion. Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu, the liberator of Sri Narasimha, is none other than Sri Prahlada. Similarly, even in this Kaliyuga, they stand tall amidst opposing forces and continue to champion the cause of Bhagavad Bhaktaru, that is, devotees, believers, and righteousness individuals. Despite the challenges faced, they showcase the greatness of Bhagwan, the God, and propagate the path of Bhagavad Dharma. They are considered as the wish-fulfilling trees of the Kaliyuga and have gained immense fame. Kaliyugada Kalpataru Kamadenu. Even today, there are practitioners who amidst the sorrowful cycle of life, embrace the path of yoga and seek peace in secluded places like the Himalayas. It is inevitable for them to teach and emphasize the need for other practitioners who have sought refuge in them to distance themselves from the world. Contrary to this, it is said that achieving trivial accomplishment through minor deity worship and delusion will only intoxicate the world and lead the worldly individuals astray, offering them wealth, riches, home, and jobs. However, even the accomplished one who makes such claims face no shortage in this era. Nevertheless, both of this extreme path may not be truly beneficial in this age. There are no other gurus apart from Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu who can guide righteousness individuals who, aware of their insignificance in this world, seek refuge in the divine and strive to attain spiritual progress. These noble souls, by immersing themselves completely and rescuing the worldly sorrows of the devotees who seek their shelter, fulfill his desires like a wish-fulfilling tree, Kalparuksha, gradually dispelling the insignificance, incompleteness, and instability of this world from his mind, stabilizing his inclination towards the divine, and guiding him towards the appropriate means for his spiritual practice, ultimately leading him to his goal. Such enlightened gurus are unparalleled. It is Bhagwan's will that this great soul safeguard our religion and culture in the age of Kali, and hence in many places these abouts have been established where devotees offer their service and attain fulfillment in life. This phenomenon is not limited to India alone, but extends to various foreign lands as well. Its pervasiveness is indeed inevitable. In such times, even righteous people should overcome all obstacles and take refuge at the lotus feet until the end of their lives. The scripture states that through the grace of God alone, all living beings can attain liberation. To attain the grace of God, one must cultivate profound devotion with knowledge. In such devotional practices, devotion to the Guru is essential, and one should cultivate devotion to the Gurus according to their spiritual hierarchy. It is not necessary to specially mention this, as it is understood that the great Guru, Sri Raghavendra Swami, who is the incarnation of Sri Prahlada Raja and Vyasa Raja, and is adored by the constant presence of Sri Vayu, is the uplifting Guru for the people of India and the entire universe. In order to develop devotion towards such exalted beings like Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu, it is imperative for the devotees who desire such devotion to have a thorough understanding of their previous incarnation, their true nature, their knowledge, devotion, renunciation, penance, the special grace bestowed upon them by Sri Hari, and the teachings they have imparted for the welfare of the world. Therefore, it is necessary for the devotees and those who seek to become devotees to have a comprehensive understanding of their greatness. In this regard, we have examined various scriptures, deliberated upon them, and composed the biography of those great souls as Kaliyugada Kalpataru, under the inspiration of Sri Gururajacharayaru. In this work, we present it to the devotees of Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu. Every devotees who seek relief from sorrow, aspire from happiness, peace, contentment, and eternal bliss, and desire to attain the ultimate liberation should read this work and cultivate devotion towards those great gurus. When we become worthy recipient of this supreme grace of these gurus, our efforts will be fruitful. And we pray that Sri Guru Raghavendra Swamiguru shower his blessings upon everyone. Now, let us continue to read the immortal biography of Kaliyugada Kalpataru. Hari Om. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu.